Welcome to Level Sync, a Final Fantasy XI podcast with your hosts, DA Soccer, Caladrius, Lost Time Lord, Ayame Cat, and Quetch.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Level Sync, a Final Fantasy XI Horizon podcast. My name is DA Soccer 6 and I will be your host for this episode, but before we get into our bag of goodies today, let me introduce you to our other wonderful hosts. We have I've had this written before I saw her hair color change, Ayame Cat, our Wendy's representative for our fast food chains today. Say hello.
Meowdy, welcome to Wendy's.
We have the meats, Caladrius.
I'm Arby's. How's it going?
We have Smoothie King, Quetch.
Yo, are they any good?
Yeah.
I think they're
All right.
overrated.
Well, hey,
And
everybody.
of course,
Quetch here.
and of course, we have our five guys, LTL.
What does that mean?
You know what it means.
Yeah, okay, I know what it is.
Welcome. We have a wonderful episode lined up for you. I decided to try a little bit of a Quetch opening since my openings are always just a shit show right off the bat.
B+.
B+? All right. I'm happy with that. I was a C student at best, as we all know, because of my reading abilities that I have here. But let me start off with what you've been up to, like we always do. Ayame.
Let me get out my list.
Notebook.
I got rank 10 in Winders finally.
Oh.
It was a struggle, but I got it, and I'm very happy about it.
Nice.
got-
How far are you on your Juno Hackathon?
That's the only one. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know if I'm gonna switch nations. I don't know if I'm
Oh,
about
you-
that way.
So this is your first rank 10.
Yeah, this is my
Oh.
first rank 10,
Congrats.
and I've only gotten rank 10 in Winders on my other two characters in retail, and then again here. So it's like I'm always from Winders. I'm in Winders right now, as you can see behind me. Okay. And I went and did some Winders quests. I did some quest lines with Sith because we're currently working on leveling up Summoner. And I got 74 for my White Mage, but I'm close. I'm gonna get 75 soon. We got the Rhinostery certificate done. I don't know if you guys done that quest line. It's a whole situation just to go through right over here. Down there underneath this bridge.
Oh, is that where?
You could go and enter Torai Morai Canal, yes.
So I did that one all the way up to the point where I could get the blue headband or the
Well,
blue
you
ribbon.
need to trade the blue ribbon to Hewn Bones, and then you'll get...
Yeah.
Or no, you already have the blue one. I don't know, then.
It's
should
like
have-
the last step before being able to have access to Mariah. I just wanted the blue ribbon though.
What? Just go talk to the freaking guy and, like, start the next question. You'll just automatically get the certificate, and you could use that.
I do want to try the
you ever need to go
merit
there.
party out in Torai Marai, so I might go finish that.
Merit
finally.
party.
There's a
There's
merit.
a merit party in Tori Marai.
It's supposed to be really good.
I don't know. I have no clue.
What kind of mobs?
I think Pugils.
I think they're Puggles and Skeleton, I want to say. I've never done it because I don't have the fucking
Is that in the
guts
canals?
to go down there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've done that one. It is Pugils and I think Bats or something.
that sounds
like that.
right.
Yeah, I've done
Were
that
they-
one time and I was pretty impressed with it. It was
Those
it's a
weird
fucking
bats?
dick to get there though.
Those
Well-
bats, do they start with a D and they're like level 81? Or something?
This
I
was-
almost died to it today.
Well, the point is, if you get the certificate, it's not a bitch to get there because you can just like basically go through Windy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just go in through Winders walls. If you can't do that, you need to go find somebody who's done like the optional mission in Winders that has, I think it's called Written in the Stars. And they have a pass through the Three Mages Gate or whatever.
Or actually get 3 mages.
Yeah. Are you gonna do that though? Are you gonna party with 3 mages? Are you gonna have a white mage, a black mage, and a red mage for your merit party? I don't think so.
Oh,
I really don't think so.
Melee white mage.
Please no.
So wait, so you and Sith are finishing that quest? You finished that quest?
No, we finished that
Okay.
one. We finished that one, so we got our Rhinostery certificate, and then we did all of the Star Onion Brigade ones. So we got our Star Pendant, which is like I think the only neck piece that gives like convert HP to MP, which is pretty sick, 15. And our Promise badges, which has Mind on it, very nice. I'm very happy about it. A lot of Winder stuff. And one other thing that I did, was it yesterday? Me and Sith went and helped somebody that we know IRL to like set their freaking Horizon up. So they're playing, they've never played it before. They're like, oh, I've played EverQuest, so it should be fine. It's like, yeah, this is ancient technology, okay? We're going to the past in 2003.
mean,
In a
you
time
were
where-
too. I think
a time where-
people transition better to Final Fantasy than most
think?
modern MMO. Yeah, very much so.
He was struggling, the poor thing. He was dying a lot, and it was when we were trying to get. We just want to complete. We were completionists, so we were trying to get the Starmite shells from those beetles down there in the Torai Morai Canal yesterday. And we just have him on like voice chat, and he's like, "I died again." I'm like, I look at Sith, I'm like, I think he's died like 3 times. We need to get the fuck out of here quick and go and help this man before he leaves. Because, like, if the struggle is that real and he can't get any levels, he's going to get the hell out of here. We need to hurry up. We need to warp out of here and go help him right now. So we did. And I got him to, like, level 9 Black Mage because I was just sitting out there on my Samurai and literally just sniping, like, all the bees out in do you say Gustaberg or do you say Gustaberg? What do you say?
If you're asking me, I say both. It's just what
Interchangeable for me, but I remember seeing a mule named Megustaberg, and I thought that was awesome. So
That's all I've been up to, though. That's all of it. That's my whole list.
if you and Sith want to go do merits out there, since you have the thing now, let me know. Because I like I said, I just got to finish the quest, and we can zip right out there. We just got to find people who can do it.
I have a 3 mages gate pass, and I've been down there, unfortunately, for several hours now, so I could kind of navigate it. Yeah.
Yo, Arby's, we got the meats. What you been up to there, Cal?
I've also been leveling Summoner. Just I'm a lot faster than the other ones. I'm 39 and a half. And I just started 2 days ago. So yeah, I have a bone to pick with somebody actually. His name's Hot Dog.
Ooh.
He invited me to a party that he trapped me in.
Mhm.
And then proceeded to. So when I got to the party, there's a white mage, thief, paladin, normal party setup. And then, like 40 minutes into it, the white mage is like, "I have to leave," and Hot Dog's like, "That's fine, we have a healer." And the white mage is like, "Who?" And he's like, "The Galka Summoner." And I'm like, "The fuck did you just say?"
We need a sound effect for that one.
And I'm like, "Did you just say the Galka Summoner?" And so the white mage leaves, and they invite another warrior, because Hot Dog's currently leveling up warrior. If nobody knows, Hot Dog's going for his Mats cap. He's leveling all his jobs to 66, right? So he invites another warrior. I spent the next 2.5 hours main healing this party in Garbage Citadel with a fucking audience of Levius and Tomaine sitting there just to watch me have to heal this party the entire time. Which, might I say, no one died. And I never ran out of MP because I have enough HP to MP gear on my fucking summoner that I have like 600 MP on a Galka at like 34.
Jeez.
Yeah. I've spent a lot of gil that I'll never financially recover from, but I have it. But so yeah, I got to 38 in that party. That wasn't bad. Did my first summoner burn. That was a experience because at that level it's not the greatest. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. I've never played Summoner. I never played it in retail. I think like every job I had was 99 except Summoner, and Ayame made the comment when she looked me up on FFXIH that it's all 99s and then Summoner 15. And the last gear that it shows my
15.
character bought on the auction house was Summoner gear before
That's
I quit.
funny. You had good intentions, Cal.
Picking up where you left off.
Yeah, picking up where I left off. Obviously I didn't have any of the summons, so we did all the avatar fights, which Ayame forgot about because she was involved in that too.
I was there.
She said she was there willingly, but she really just wanted her evoker's ring
I got it.
for her summoner.
That's level like 21.
So now they have to suffer through 2 more rounds of all the avatars so that I can get Fenrir and the evoker's ring.
Mm.
So that's been
my little summoner babies.
yeah.
Summoner babies.
I do remember like a few episodes ago I said no, I have Paladin, Warrior, and Bard at 75. I'm not leveling another job. And then I realized that some things none of those work for.
Yeah.
So I need to be versatile. And Summoner fills that void. So it's been fun. It's actually a really fun class.
Hmm.
It took me an hour and a half to make all the fucking macros for it. But it's done.
Well, nice.
And what did you learn, LTO? Go
I
ahead.
learned that in macros you can do / macro set number, and it will take you back to that macro set like at the end of the whatever you're doing in the macro. So like Cal actually has it set up intelligently, like where it's, I guess he read this or saw this online or something, but like he has like his macro set 1. He's got like all of the different summons, so it's like, Carby, Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, whatever, all of them. And then like once he casts it, it takes him, like he has in like equip set or macro set,
Macro set.
whatever. And it takes him to that macro. It takes it to that macro set for the avatar, and then when he uses release, it takes him back to macro set 1 where all of the avatars live that he can just
Wow.
recast.
That sounds really useful.
Yeah.
That
I
was
had no
cool.
idea.
To, and I can't remember the person's name, but it's posted on FFXIAH somewhere, to their Summoner macro sets that they use.
Wow.
So I actually Googled it and found out how to build Summoner macro sets because I had no fucking clue.
Sounds like you went above and beyond on that.
Yeah, I have them all built all the way to 75. Even though I'm only 40.
He's ready.
You'll get there
He's ready
quick.
to be 75.
Yeah, he's flying through them already.
I'm trying to hit 50 by the end of the week.
Nice.
Okay.
Smoothie King Quetch, what you got?
Oh, geez. Let me take a look at my notes here. Had a couple of big item things this week. So finally, the Homom journey is over. We had our first Homom body drop off of Omega this past week, which went to me, and I'm now 5 out of 5 on Homom.
Wait, so I had Homon body before you?
We have had 0. I've been doing Omega. I've been doing Limbus in general since like mid to late June. That's our first Omega body. We got 2 Nashira bodies from Ultima. Yeah. So we finally
I've never
picked.
seen one of those.
You never seen a Homon
You've
body?
never seen a Nashira in our Limbus.
Oh. And I mean, I would say we've been very fortunate with our Nashira drops. We got like literally everything people needed. We got like the 2 legs for the 2 red mages in our group, or 3 legs for the 3 red mages, the 2 hands for the 2 summoners, 2 feet for the 2 summoners, and like 2 bodies and like 4 heads or something like that. Very fortunate on the Nashira drops. Omega has been taking us forever to get everything people need, so it's nice to finally have a body for that. Yeah.
I feel bad now. I've had a body sitting in my Mog wardrobe for like months because it's useless to me on Paladin.
It's
The
right.
best one for Thief.
It's really good accuracy swap for Thief, and like for Dragoon it's really good too, but those are the 2 jobs that kind of make best use of it, and Thief is like a swap, so I just wanted it
attack on it too, right?
1%.
Yeah.
So there's that, and also I think last week I mentioned getting my Neptunal Abjuration legs. I decided to I found somebody who was selling it, and I bought the -1 Abjuration. So that is a kind of like monster piece. It's like 22 attack, 9 dexterity or something like that, and it's just going to be best in slot for like ever. So I went and dropped the nearly 6 mil to get that. Set my relic back.
How much did that cost?
Damn.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, how much
I was
Dynamis
wondering
currency
too.
is that?
It set me.
Mando
It's,
says, "Thanks, Dad."
yeah, it's looking at me very disapprovingly. So like I said, it set me back a bit, but now I have it. It's done, and I don't have to worry about it. And so it is a pretty good piece. So yeah, had some big gear gains. I'm trying to find my notes. I think they might have gotten deleted when I restarted my PC earlier. Oh, no, wait. That's right. I wrote them down. That's what it is. I have pen and paper. Let's see. The closest alky of my life. Yes, okay. So, you guys have been up there. I was farming Alkianus bracelets. Okay? Solo. And I was literally fighting Alki. And somebody sent me a tell. If you're out there, if you're listening, because I'm pretty sure we were talking about the podcast when this happened. I just want to let you know the chain of events that occurred. So, this person sent me a tell. And I went and started responding to them. As I'm responding to them, I get aggro from another Gigas. Not a huge deal. I've managed aggro before. You know, you throw a couple sleep bolts or whatever. It's generally okay. It still can be kind of tricky, especially when Mighty Strikes goes off. But it was a lengthy question, so I'm responding as best I can. I'm trying to keep my shadows up, and my shadows go down, and I start taking heat. Okay, no big deal again. I'm sleeping this thing. You can sleep Alkianus, whatever. And, get my shadows back up. But at this point, I'm at about half health. So I'm trying to recover from that moment, getting down to half health, getting my shadows back up. And lo and behold, I get a third Gigas. Now, I am solo. And again, I'm responding to the individual. Thank you for taking the time to have a nice conversation with me. Let's just say it was awful timing, because now I'm juggling 2 Gigas and an Alkianus. And my HP is getting into the red. And finally, like, I perfect dodge. I'm because of the way the camera works with sleep bolts. I mean, I know you've played a lot of Thief, so you know, like, you got to kind of like aim at a thing you want to shoot with a bolt. Mm-hmm. So here I am fighting Alki. I am pivoting to my left. I am shooting that Gigas there to put it to sleep. Then I'm pivoting this way, and I'm shooting that Gigas to put it to sleep. My shadows are down. The one is a ranged Gigas, and it's hucking boulders at me. I'm at like 40 health. I've used both Violixir and Violixir +1 that I had from H&M's. And finally, I don't know, I must have just focused on my weapon skills and Alki or whatever, and I get it down and it dies. And then, like, I eventually keep those two things slept, fight them one at a time, and I get the win. But man, it was tough. And just having that conversation going in the meantime, it was like, because I told this person afterwards, I'm like, I just had the closest Alki of my life. So, nice to meet you, that kind of thing. And I just wanted to let that story out there. I think I told a similar one prior, but man, it gets, if you're the only person up there, especially, man, that place can get very scary. Just with all the aggro.
And being a warrior.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine. Like, Thief has all that kit that I just mentioned,
up there.
And you get none of that.
I have none of that, and I have minus evasion. So if I aggro something else, I'm fucked. That's how that works. Like, I am going to die.
I don't think you're on sleep bolts, and even if you were, I don't know if you have the ranged accuracy to hit it.
No. If something else aggros, I just put my controller and my keyboard and everything down and just step away and walk off.
I'm at the restroom.
Use a warp scroll.
The best I can do is pray that Steel Cyclone lands for like the 1500 it usually does, and pray that it kills it.
Yep. Did you get the drop?
No, I didn't get the drop. I'm like 0 and like 10 right now on Alkies, so all that I know.
I don't feel bad. I'm like 0 and 32. I went and bought the damn things because I got tired of it.
Oh yeah, no, I had gotten one and I'd sold it, so like I'm like 1 for like 25 or something like that. But it's supposed to be like a 5% drop rate. I don't recommend people go up there.
Well, it's awful because like the drop item, the pop item has like a 1.8% drop rate without TH.
Something like that.
And then
without TH I would.
Like a 4% or something on the Alkionis bracers without TH. So you gotta overcome both just to, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm never going to touch that. I'll just buy it. I'll save up the money and buy it.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Quetch? Congratulations on your big items, though.
Thanks. Yeah, it was a big week. Those things, pretty much one of the last couple things on my checklist for finishing off Thief. I did a little bit of leveling on Paladin. I saw you out there, DA. Where were we today? We were on the airship. You were streaming.
I went.
Yeah.
It was Highwind that popped up. I was on my way to go work on some beast.
Nice. How did that go? No, you'll
Oh,
probably
we'll get
talk
to me.
about that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, fought high wind. Had to run the airship back and forth 3 times to finally get the kill, but I was skilling up divine magic the whole time anyway. So
That was funny. I didn't need high wind kill, and I saw it. We ported when it was at like 25, 30%, and I just started laughing. They didn't kill it, and I just went on to my party.
yeah, you left. I pulled up his stream and I'm like, where's he going?
Nah, I'm out. Deuces.
But I got I have Paladin at 45. I've just been doing like Eco Warrior and like EXP scrolls and like blowing my rings on it because like I'd like to tank. Paladin isn't my jam, but like I'd rather have the tank than not. So I've just been slow burning it.
Do ninja since you already have so much evasion gear and everything else.
Either way, really, because I invested so much into warrior tank gear because I had been workshopping with that I have got home mom already too, you know. So like Paladin is just kind of naturally a fit as well. So it'd be a toss up between the two. I could be convinced either way, but so far Paladin's working out.
All right. Well, next up we got Five Guys over here. What's up, LTL? What you been up to? You can make the face all you want. I love calling you Five Guys. What's up?
So weird. So weird. Nothing. I have really done nothing. Yeah, like we did Tav, I think the first time that we did it. I got the hat that you're supposed to use for your companion.
Adventuring fellow.
Yeah, it gives stats for that, and I got the -1 Black Mage pants, which are useless. I think it just adds 5 MP, which is like the only thing it does. But I'll still upgrade them.
Yeah.
But literally nothing. Been searching for party a lot on my Black Mage. Not getting into any parties. Don't really have the motivation to make my own.
What level is it?
No, I mean merit party.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like so really nothing. I try to look for party and then I get frustrated and play Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. That game's a lot of fun and I don't have to wait around for a party. That's what I've been up to.
Okay. We might have something coming down the pipes on Horizon related that may help with being able to find parties. But we'll see. For myself, I have a few things. I'll run through them real quick. I hit 75 Sam. Thank God. That was a pain in the ass. I did it with Cal and Hot Dog. Hot Dog invited me in to the party, and I'm in the party for an hour and a half before I notice it's a Relic Warrior. And then Cal shows up as a warrior, but he has better gear than the Relic Warrior. So it's like the Relic weapon skill and the Relic weapon on the war versus the guy who has all the gear but no Relic. And they were going, it seemed like neck and neck the entire time with DPS back and forth. And it was just fun to watch because I was a samurai and I wasn't doing shit. I was the lowest DPS compared to those two. So I was just like, weapon skill,
No,
yay!
that other samurai that was in the party, because it was you and another samurai, he had pretty damn good DPS.
Yeah, he did. He was,
I forgot his name, but he was
getting up there with you guys. Yeah, so it was literally 4 DPS. Well, 3 DPS and me. So that was enjoyable. But I hit 75 Sam. And I was very happy to finally have that over. Out of all the jobs I've leveled, that's been the most pain in the ass one. Just because of invites have been far and few between. So with that one concluding, I switched over to my 37 Beastmaster. It's now 53. So I've been working on that pretty hard, and I've been getting invites left and right. And people are like, you get invites because of burns. I've had 6 parties, 2 burns. So I've been getting invited to normal parties. And my
As a
Twitch
DD?
chat today, yeah, just as a DD. My Twitch chat today educated me and helped me like learn some basic stuff, because if you recall, I leveled Beastmaster from 15 to 37 solely using Eco Warrior. So I didn't know shit about jugs. I bought a stack of different ones just to be able to try them out. I didn't know some of them don't scale and the HQ ones do, and why they use Melodia all the time. And so I'm learning it as I go. So that's been a lot of fun. I've actually been enjoying Beastmaster than I thought I would. But with Beastmaster, I was able to, since I pushed it past 40, I was able to finally do some BC&Ms. I ran 3 Peacock Charms the other day. Just 3 of them. It was me, IRO buddy Drixel, and a random pickup. And we're like, okay, let's go in and do this. He's like, man, I'm 0-6 on this thing. My buddy, first one, we get a Peacock Charm.
Let's
and
go,
he was
dude.
like, holy shit. I'm up next. I don't get a Peacock Charm. Third guy, the pickup, gets a Peacock Charm. We went 2 of 3, and I'm the only fucker that didn't get it. So
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, here we go. I'm ready for it. So I'm
Sad
back
odds.
on that.
So
Yeah,
I
but
have a comment about your Beast party real quick.
Oh,
Because I was in your stream. But I also had someone else's stream open at the same time by the name of Lily Starchan, who was the bard for your
She's my bard?
Yes.
I didn't even know she was my bard. I rated her after. Okay.
So I saw her run by in your stream, so I opened her stream. And all I heard when I opened her stream was, "Motherfucker DA, get away from the mages, you're getting ballad." "Motherfucker DA, you have ballad again."
That's true. I'm not
For
even
like 2 hours.
not even gonna fight that. I didn't know she was my bard. I was not paying attention. I was reading Twitch chat.
Well, her name in game is not Lily, so
Yeah, I would have caught it. I did not notice. So that's been fun. Next up, thank you, Demo, for those very few people in Demo that watch the Level Sync podcast, apparently, for helping me get my Regen staff. The Regent staff, they said, "Hey, we don't have anybody lotting it. We know you've been looking for it. When you do your recordings, your link shell normally runs HE&M, so you haven't had an opportunity to be able to lot it lately. You want to come out on White Mage?" So I went out there, it dropped, I lotted, I was done. So I was like, fuck yeah, thank you. They invited me to come back out this week, and I ran HE&M's. We did rocks again with them, and another one dropped. So I'm just kind of helping out just as a thank you or a payment for getting me that rug.
Oh, no, I mean, appreciate you, man. Like I had said, we didn't really need it, and like I was like, hey, if you're not doing anything, like come on out, and you know, we just run it every week now because we got a lot of people who need boots, myself included. Yeah.
And lastly, I want to give a thank you to Tom and Drixel for helping me get Tashi Kasha. I fully did the weapon skills, but I needed the fight, and I wasn't about to solo the beetle down in Kufdal Tunnel. So I hit up a white mage. You mentioned a melee white mage. Tom is known for his Hexa Strike. But Tom came out there with Drixel and myself, and we knocked out Tachikasha. So that's what I've done since the last episode.
Tachikasha is so pretty. It's a flower.
I haven't used it yet, because as soon as I got it, they were like, "All right, let's Dynamis time. DA, get on your white mage."
You're talking about Tom T-A-H-M, right?
What?
You're talking about Tom T-A-H-M,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Little Tari.
Yeah. Cool dude. He runs in the same link shell as we do with Crab Dance and such like that. And every time when I was leveling White Mage, I'd send him just a whisper once a week. "One day I'm going to be like you." When I was leveling White Mage, he was like my role model. And as soon as I hit 75 White Mage, he becomes a melee White Mage. And I'm like, okay. Okay, I take over the reins. But that's what we have been up to over these past couple weeks here. Next up, I want to be able to talk about some things that have developed and changed in Final Fantasy XI Horizon. We had a little bit of a update, and it was Tavnazia that rolled out. We mentioned it or hinted at it a few minutes ago, and the reason I want to kind of bring that up, it's because it's been 101 days since we've had patch 1.1 roll or 1.2.1 part 1 rollout, whatever the hell you want to call it. And they said part 2 is going to roll out at some point in time. Well, part 2 was literally Tab, and it's not full part 2, but we got Tab, so that's great. Who has run it thus far? I know LTL mentioned about getting some worthless Black Mage stuff. Anybody else run it?
Oh, we've
all run it.
Well, since
Everybody's run it?
since last episode when I talked about it, the three of them have all taken a dive.
Twice. Yeah.
Once.
Well, me and LTL have done it twice. Ayame and Sith have done it once.
The biggest thing for myself, I was getting ready to run it, and my group was like, "All right, this is how we do it. This is how we run it. We go in, we kill this one NM, we go to another floor, we kill this next NM, we go to another floor, and we kill that NM." And he was explaining them for like 15 minutes of what the process is going to be, because you're pretty crunched on time just in the beginning. You need to get it unlocked, ready to go. So, and then after 15 minutes of explaining, he's like, "And then we get our sub jobs." And I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" It sounds like a pain in the ass. So we did all that. We ran it. It was okay. We didn't have any total wipes. We had some people die left and right. It is a little bit of a pain because it is only 18, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have can you navigate Diablos as you're going down the hall? Can you navigate and not getting seen? Did you guys get a win out of it, or did your navigation process go?
We haven't gone for the
We were
win.
trying to go for the win. We were just
We were
farming.
farming.
Okay. How did the farming go then?
Terribly.
Not good.
Second run, we
Not good.
Damn.
had a
You
single
got
Hydra
nothing.
piece in our second run.
Yeah.
You didn't get a single what?
a single
No.
Hydra piece in our second run. We didn't get any Hydra gear at all in our second run.
Just
first
not as
one
much
was-
relic shit.
We got like
Yeah.
4.
No, the first run we got the HMP plus boots, we got the haste enchanted pants, and the hat that I was talking about with the companion stats on it. That's it. Those are the
I
three
got-
pieces we got in our first run.
I got the companion body, and I style lock it on my white mage. But I mean, there's no real point in having it. It's garbage, but it looks all right. So yeah, I didn't get anything out of it either. And so the drops have been kind of few and far between. Does it
No,
dip?
the currency's awful.
Yep.
The currency
It's pretty
is,
bad, yeah.
is fucking awful. But I guess if you clear, you get a guaranteed 100 piece from Diablos. So I mean, I guess if you're going for the clear, but if you're farming, you're not going to make back what you put into running Dyna.
We got close. I think we might have made a little bit, to be honest with you, when we ran it. We did get a random 100 piece during our run, but we did not beat. We did not get clear. We ran down the hall. We tried to do it in like 3 6-man parties, so you don't like body block each other, trying to get around the corners and stuff. We ended up aggroing 2, which were like 2 out of I think 4. We're like, okay, we'd be able to handle that. That nightmare AOE move he has, where it puts everyone to sleep and poisons you, fucking just obliterated us. Just clapped. Because it's got a long range on it too, like 30 yalms, 35 yalms. It's a distance. So we're thinking about having a white mage outside of the 40 just to be able to hit a healer inside of that to be able to hit then the main group. So we're kind of working on being able to have a completion. We want to get the win, but 18 man, it's you got to have the right people to be able to roll with you on that. It seems.
Well, they're also higher level. They're meaner. I mean, if you want to give a quick like breakdown of how Tav works, you start with 15 minutes. Like as soon as you zone in, it's 15 minutes, and then you have to kill the buggard
Is it when you zone in or when you break glass?
when you zone in.
And the first person zones in.
First person. Okay.
So you start with a 15-minute timer. You have to kill the buggard, which is on the bottom floor, right?
Mhm.
And then you have to go up top and kill the worm. And the first time we ran it, we did not kill the buggard first. We went to the worm first, and ended up with how many bees, LTL? There's a lot of memes.
We didn't know what we were doing the first time we went in there. Okay? We haven't like read any guides or anything. So we ran in and we had 6 bees and then the worm.
At the same
like,
time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So like we continually slept the bees and like slowly killed the worm. People were dying. We were able to get people up, and well, see, we didn't kill the buggard first. Like we still had bees asleep, and while the bees were asleep after the worm died, somebody went and grabbed the buggard, and then we're fighting the buggard. People are weak, and with 15 seconds left on the initial 15 minutes, we got our first time extension. That was in the first run. The second run, obviously, we had like plenty of time because we knew what we were doing. We had like the full amount of time, with the exception of like the question marks that you have to click. We had the full complement of time, and then we were able to like more easily go get the question marks. Even on our second run, though, like our thief ran up and clicked the second set of question marks, and not everybody was standing on the question marks, and that shit respawned on the fucking ramp. And we had we had some death. We survived and we made it out of there, but we had some death. That was rough because we got, I think in that first pull, because not everybody was out of the tunnel where the bats or the bees were either. So we got the one eye that spawned. Okay, so we had the one eye on the ramp. Somebody pulled some of the stuff from the downstairs, and we also got the eye from the top of the ramp where the person clicked the question mark. So we had 2 eyes, 4 Taurus, and like 12 demons.
Jeez.
And the bees.
And the bees.
Bees, always the bees.
It's always the bees. If you, side note, if you have an opportunity, make sure you have your battle music turned up for that zone. It's really, I would say, festival. It's really enjoyable. If any of you do, anybody?
That is
hear
retail
that?
accurate, by the way.
That's hilarious.
That is how it works on retail, because that's supposed to be like a dream.
It's like it's the Dream World stuff, and then all of a sudden you hear the Sunbreeze Festival music play,
Yeah.
and then it cuts out and goes back to the Dream World music.
Snooch told me that the freaking festival music only turns on after you kill Diabolos, though. Maybe it's
it
No.
randomly would kick on like it was like battle music, where as soon as something died,
no. I
it
mean,
would
like in retail, it's supposed to do it like
Oh.
that, but in
Oh.
here, obviously, it's not. It's just playing it every time that we're.
Not
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah.
like after
Mhm.
you.
The question marks, I think,
LTL
is when it
fails to
changes.
mention that when we had all the bees, there was like, so we have a Discord channel for our in-game link show,
Oh god.
and our general chat is nothing but bee memes and gifs for like fucking 30 minutes of just it's
Nicolas
the
Cage.
bees for freaking Nicolas Cage, and
Yep.
then it's all kinds of other bee memes, and the whole time we're sitting there and we didn't realize that they do that pollen move that gives them 100 fists. So I Steel Cyclone one and got completely and utterly destroyed by that bee.
Just
I mean, it just turned and beat the shit out of me, and I'm like, okay, well, not doing that again. I'm gonna.
He said you better behave.
hmm Oh, that was happening in Discord too. We were making bee puns the entire time. It was great. It was. I mean, it's fun. It's hard. Like Dynamis is kind of boring, right? Like everybody's ran Dynamis so much that it's kind of you just run in and chill. But Dynatab is you can't really chill. There's no chill. It's just panic.
Awesome. Any other things that you guys want to be able to mention or talk about specifically the Dynamis tab before we move on?
No.
Immediately move the fuck on.
There's a reason I started drinking, and it's Dynatab.
Just a quick mention of Cal pointed out that there are stronger mobs in Dynatab, and actually for a period of like a week or two, when they raised the strength of the nightmare mobs in Dynatab, it also increased the strength of the nightmare mobs in the other Dreamland zones. And people were reporting, they're like, "Hey, I'm fighting in the Dreamlands, and we're barely getting half the zone clear, and we normally full clear." And they were like, "We'll look into it," and it turned out that had been what had happened. So I don't know. I know some of the people who have the clears who are posting in like the Horizon Discord are like in demo as well. So they've been telling us basically like if people are curious about people who've gotten wins, they got fortunate to only have one aggro, and they had said that both wins they've now gotten were they had the one they aggroed was a simpler of the four. So the four Diabolos are hearts, spades, clubs, and diamonds. And each one has its own unique set of mechanics, whether it be charm or like a really awful nightmare move or kamisato, which is like a big magic attack. And they had said they got fortunate both times that they had easily or more killable Diabolos spawns, and some of those drops have been posted in the Discord. So if you're curious of what Diabolos drops, definitely check that out. And I wish you guys luck in the future.
LTL also failed to mention that our first Dynatab run was on Super Bowl Sunday, and there was only 13 of us.
You
Oh
had
yeah,
that
I
many
forgot to mention there was
bees?
only 13 people. That many, yeah. And we lived. Like, so shout
We
out
lived.
to the badasses that we run with. But yeah, we lived.
You ran on Super Bowl Sunday?
Yeah. I was streaming the Super Bowl in Discord, so it's not like we weren't watching it.
So you streamed the Super Bowl, but you don't. We need you to stream, sir. We need you to stream more. I want you to come back.
Nope.
I miss you.
Uh
That's the only time I'm going to say that. Go ahead and clip it. Next up on our agenda, we have, I believe, some retro achievements were implemented, and then some things happen. What you got, Ayame?
Yeah, it was implemented, and you can still link your stuff up, via the Horizon XI website, and then making an account on the retroachievements.org website and putting in that little code or whatever. It says here that eventually we're going to get some satchel spaces or whatever, but like that's not implemented. There was an NPC that you could have talked to, but she is disabled right now. What is her name again? Cannot see it. Close that tab like a dummy. But she's not here anymore. Like, we have to wait for her to be implemented again. What was her name? It was like Issa or something like that, or...
Oh, and they look like a scholar.
The lore keepers.
Yeah, it's a little scholar, and she's inside of the wandering minstrel or whatever. Yeah. She's against the wall, but she's not there right now. She's disabled. I don't know when they're going to bring her back, but... Lore keeper Issa. Yeah. not there. But you could go and hook up your account and you could see all of the achievements that you have. Are you guys trying to achievement hunt now? Do you care?
I might, honestly. Now that mine synced. I got it to sync before everything went down. Am I the only one? Did you guys actually get it to sync?
No, I got mine up and running as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mine's running, but I didn't get any of the achievements synced.
I didn't bother.
No.
My page is still 0.
Oh
out of
right.
0.
You had an issue though, right? You had
Yeah,
something.
I did have an issue. Yeah. It was like because I had 2 accounts, or not 2 accounts, because I have 2 characters on my account. For some reason, my second character was hanging up my first character because my second character didn't have a verified Discord or something. Is what
Weird.
Hugan told me, and it like hung me up. So he had to like jiggle the wires on the internet box, and then like I was able to get it to work.
All right, guys. How about this? How many points do we all have? I'm sure I'm the lowest of the 3 of us.
Can you look up?
You probably have the most.
Yeah.
No
I'm
way.
probably the lowest. Can you look up everybody's, or do we each have to look it up?
I just logged into my account. I have no clue if I can look you guys up or what. Let me see. DA Soccer. I spelled soccer wrong.
Yeah. What the fuck?
DA Soccer. I don't know. Oh, I actually can. DA Soccer 6.
How many points do I have?
And then Ayame Cat, I assume. You have 1,966 parentheses 2442.
Yeah. We'll go with the lower of them.
Oh my gosh.
1966.
I don't want to be the one to call you guys out and then have the highest points. I do have the highest points.
I told you.
You
Not-
probably do.
Not by many, though.
All right.
40 points. I have 40 points higher than DA.
Am I second?
Yeah.
0 out of
I don't do
109
quests.
achievements.
That's right. LTL's got 0. He hasn't done anything. He's a poser.
I'm also 0 since I never bothered to do it.
Oh, that's not
It's
fun.
a bunch of random quests when you look here and you're like, what is this quest? Okay, it's unlocking random maps and areas, and it's like, okay, I check mark all maps. I'm not about to go and like try to farm these fucking maps again like I did in retail. No, thank you.
So
Oh, thank
disheartening
you.
when I was looking through it. It was like 81% of the people had completed this one, and I hadn't. And I was like, motherfucker. I was like, I didn't do something simple, and it's called me out. So, yeah, I might pay a little more attention to it to itemize what I've missed.
Yeah.
That's, I think, what I'm going to use it for.
You know, we were talking a little bit before LTL, before you got here, but this reminds us of the Xbox achievements. Did you play on Xbox at all?
Oh yes. I was very proud of my gamer score.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. I had a 360. I had a pretty high. Like my most proud achievement was, I forget what game. Oh, I think it was Red Dead Redemption Online. No, It was Red Dead Redemption, the one that was on Xbox 360.
No, just say original. Yeah.
The original.
It's,
They had an online mode where you could like go kill each other and stuff.
Mhm.
I had an achievement for killing one of the developers.
Oh,
Wow.
It's the only achievement I remember that I had from any of that.
I've got a buddy that has had the same gamer tag since like forever, right? And he has a gamer score of like 680,000. It's stupid. Like he literally achievement, that's what he does. He like buys a game and he'll go do all the achievements for the game and then buy another game and do all the achievements.
is it still like Xbox One and stuff? Is that still the same like gamer score from like way back? Is that still
If
continuous?
your
like that?
gamer tag
Man,
is that old,
Damn.
it still has all.
I haven't been in the ecosystem for Xbox in a very long time.
So it was supposed to come with 5 Mog Satchel, if I'm not mistaken, at some
No,
point in time.
Yeah, it says right here, linking your retro achievement account and talking to Lorekeeper Issa and Juno will give you an additional 5 Mog Satchel slots. Not implemented at launch. Coming soon. Thanks, Eric.
Damn.
It says that. It's I'm just reading.
You were talking shit.
I'm not talking shit. I said nothing, okay? I was reading.
She can't log in anymore. What happened?
Please don't delete my
Rip
character.
by Alme Cat.
So they removed it for errors, issues, and they said it'll be back eventually, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, they're still working on it again. It's just disabled for now, so don't go looking for her. She's not back up yet.
So it'll be back soon /TM.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's what they put. They put the little TM.
They should put like a little sign where the character was that says out of order.
Put a Mandy there holding a sign.
It'll
Man,
come back when TOAU drops, so we'll
Yeah.
never see it.
that's soon TM as well.
Damn.
2026.
And part 2 of 1.2 is soon TM as well.
TOAU is going to drop on Horizon when the next expansion drops on retail.
Damn.
Shots fired. All right. Next on the list, then we have some new add-ons that were brought over. I have been playing with those. I haven't actually gotten them. I turn them on every now and then, but tell me about them first off, because I kind of enjoyed them from when you pointed them out.
Yeah, so the launcher, they're having issues currently adding stuff to the launcher. I was talking to Hugan about this just yesterday. So that's why these add-ons are in your game files, but not actually part of the add-ons folder. Well, the add-ons tab where you can check and uncheck add-ons to be loaded at startup. And the two in particular that I've become very fond of are Zone Name and Balloon, and which are the two I had mentioned. We talked with you, DA, about the other day and kind of showed you some of like what they look like. And I was thinking about maybe like pulling some stuff up here while we're recording, but I can just overlay some images and I'll talk like just generally about what those add-ons do. So Zone Name.
Before you get into that, I don't want to interrupt you, but
Go ahead.
I'm gonna power through it. So even though you can't load them on your launcher, there is a way to make them load every time you launch the game. Like not with just typing it in either. So if you go into your game files, if you find the Horizon XI folder, go into game folder, and then you go into scripts. In scripts, there's a file named default. Okay? You can open default in your text editor, which, you can use Notebook. Like it's fine. You can use, or Notepad, sorry, not Notepad. Then you scroll all the way to the bottom because there's a section that says custom user settings and it's surrounded by hashtags. Under that, if you just type in what you would type in game, like /add-on /load /zone name, you type it into this text doc, you save it, and then you launch the game, that add-on will load for you every time you launch the game. In mine, I have Remapster, Chains, No Lock, Clock, Attendance, and now Zone Name. So you can do all of that. Remapster would just have the pivot add, sorry, so that I can get the right space. But you can load add-ons every time without having to have it turned on in the launcher. And do
Amazing.
that and have that set.
Amazing shout out. I completely forgot about that. Thank you.
Yeah. Definitely a good call. So, otherwise, if you just wanted to try this out for yourself really quick, you could just in-game type /add-on /load /zone name, and it will load for you because it is in your game files. And now Zone Name in particular, it basically has a Final Fantasy XIV style zone name when you zone. It'll say like, Juno, Port Juno, and some people, I've actually met people on both sides of this, so I'll ask you guys, some people really love it, and some people just think it's like dumb or bringing like Final Fantasy XIV, culture into Final Fantasy XI. How do you guys feel about Zone Name? And I'll have it on here on screen while we're talking about it.
Personally, I think it's awesome. Like, I mean, look, we've been playing this game for 20 fucking years. They're not going to be going crazy adding new stuff. If it's some cute little like quality of life thing that like, 14 bad, 11 good, like whatever. Like there's a lot of cool parts about 14, which you'll be talking about with Balloon or whatever that add-on is, or Bubble or whatever the hell. Yeah, Balloon. Like, I don't know. I think it's neat. Like when I know where I'm going. It's not like I need to be told, but when I zone in and it's like, oh, the Grand Duchy of Juno, Lower Juno, I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a nice little flavor thing. I mean, people are going to hate because they like to hate, but I think it's neat.
I'm not often, but I'm 100% on board with LTL on this one. I actually really enjoy it, especially when I stream. When I'm zoning and it pops it up on screen, I want to be able to resize it because I have a different kind of ratio on my screen. So I need to go in and kind of mess around with it a little bit. But I like it popping up on there because just kind of going through the zones, I follow my Volca and port. So when I need to go to Upper Juno, when I zone, I'm like, is this upper or lower? I can look at my chat, but it
Upper,
pops up
yeah.
there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I mean, it's not a bad thing to be able to have up there. I want to be able to customize it a little bit more, resize, maybe change fonts and maybe the color on it. But other than that, it's cute. It doesn't hurt anything or anybody.
I think a thing that a lot of people don't think about is like it also includes the region that you're in at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So like oddly enough, like Ayame's real life friend just started playing 11, right? I see tons of people that don't know what the region name is. So they go to teleport and they have no idea what the region name is, right? Well, if you zone into like Bustine, it's gonna say Farron Gandhi or however you say it, and then Bustine,
Fergalicious.
right? Yeah, Fergalicious. So I think it's kind of cool. Like I like that aspect of it that tells you the region you're in plus the zone that you're in. Like I think it's neat.
Yeah, it's a little reminder where you are because I know Sith asks like every time he's like, "Where is Merifitode?" It's
It's oregano.
oregano.
I had to do just that one today. I was like, which one's Murphyto again?
I don't know. I feel like any kind of add-on is going to be polarizing to some people though, because there's the people out there that just hate all add-ons.
Purists. Yeah.
Yeah, like purists. Yeah, they're gonna hate it. But it's like there's also stuff that a lot of us have used that we like that's a different. It's like Final Fantasy 12 with the target lines, you know what I mean? I like that. A lot of people like that. So, and you don't have to load it in if you don't like it. But
Purists on a
Yeah.
private server, era plus purists.
20-year-old game. Yeah.
Yeah, just yeah, okay.
So, Dia, you had mentioned maybe wanting to change some settings, and so viewers who can see on the screen the way mine looks, if you're listening to the audio podcast, there's really no getting around it. You're gonna have to like hop over to the YouTube video or maybe hop in the Discord channel because I have changed the font on mine, and in a very simple process, I will be tossing that into our Discord channel. So if anybody wants this font, you're going to have to download this font pack and follow some simple steps towards changing your font. But in the same screen, you'll be able to change the size or even the colors, all that. So you'll know which files to go to. So definitely join our Discord. It's linked in the description down below, either on the podcast apps or on YouTube. But just to give you an idea of how to do that, and I think this font looks great. So definitely recommend hopping in there if you want to find out how to do that. But it also brings me to the next add-on called Balloon. Now, Balloon has a couple of different theme settings to it, but the simple explanation, again, for audio listeners, is that if you speak to an NPC, a text box pops on the screen rather than only seeing in your chat log. There is a sort of SNES style theming. There is sort of a Final Fantasy XIV as well. It just gives like a bubble on the screen that has the text in it, and even certain settings have an entire portrait for the NPC you're talking to if they're a notable story NPC as well. And I just we had all started talking about it because I think in general these two and Balloon especially we're just all kind of fans of in one way or another, and that's what kind of led to like, hey, maybe we should like throw this in the podcast because these are generally really cool. Right, have you guys been using Balloon? I know that personally I'm waiting. There's like some reasons I want to be using it, but I'm waiting for more story to come out because I think it adds it's just a really cool kind of immersive thing. But have you guys been using it like on the reg or what?
When I remember to.
Yeah,
That's the great thing about LTL's comment at the beginning of this, being able to have it auto load like that. When I remember to load it, I absolutely love it. I like the theme of Final Fantasy VII, the new one, the new Final Fantasy VII, the remake version. I like that one because it still has the portraits, and I just like the aesthetic of it.
I haven't been, but you corrected me because at first I was kind of annoyed that it also showed the text in your normal chat box and the Balloon chat box. but you showed me that there's a way to do that where it doesn't show the text in your normal chat box
Yeah, there's
at
like
the same time.
/balloon space 1 or 2 or 3 are like 3 different configurations of like one is like both chat boxes, one is like not in the chat box, and one is like just in the bubble or something. I forget, but if you type like /balloon space help, I think it'll give you the description of all of those. Very customizable to your point, Cal.
Yeah. So until then, I was kind of like annoyed with it because I mean, I don't know. It just bothered me that it was doing it in both chat boxes. But yeah, I've loaded it a couple times. I like it. I like the SNES version. It's kind of neat. I'm old.
Yeah. Other than that, the only other thing I wanted to bring up, because there's been a couple of like back end things with the launcher that they've been kind of like tinkering with that they're waiting to be able to make a bigger, update for, is just the mip map function. I know, and so I had to ask around about this to really figure out what it is, and I just wanted to tell people who are listening, if you are curious too. So there's a new add-on that fixes a mip map thing that was patched in retails files, and this add-on will like unpatch it. And mipmap is some sort of thing that helps your game run faster by shrinking texture sizes. Something that was happening with this recent patch that had to be undone was it was creating shimmering. This is what Hugin told me. It was creating shimmering around certain textures, and it just was not very good looking, and so they wanted to fix that. I know that when that was in the patch notes, people are like, what is this mip map thing? So that's it. That's your basic explanation. If you know more about mip mapping in general, be sure to post in the comments down below and let us know more about it. But basically, that's the fix for that.
It's cool because I had no idea what mip mapping was.
Did I?
Like at all. Another add-on that's not in the recent post that I wanted to bring up that a lot of people should probably use is a lot of us use deeps, right? Have been using deeps for a while, but I think was it Winter that made the new parse add-on?
I think so. I think it was Winter Solstice who ported it from
So
Windower.
Winter Solstice ported it from Windower, and it works so much better than deeps does.
I use
So I've
Parse
been
now.
using deeps. Parse is way more accurate than deeps was.
Great shout outs.
Can you link that to me?
Yeah, definitely put
Yeah,
that
I
in.
have it. I have the link for it.
All right, next up, we actually have a party finder that was implemented into Final Fantasy XI, and it was lfg.horizonxi.com. And I was hyped about this when I first heard about it. And I was like, oh man, I can get in there and I can queue for parties. I was kind of disappointed at first by it because it looks like you can create parties on this site. And I was like, why have a website dedicated to creating parties? But I got confirmation that in the future, it's going to be where, say, I'm seeking on my Beastmaster, level 58, looking for a Beast Burn. I could also be seeking on a 37 Dark Knight, as well as a, 75 Warrior for merits. And I can actually set those up on the side to be able to seek for party, even though I'm not on that job. And that's what I'm looking forward to, because it's going to be able to help me get more parties instead of just like, what am I going to dedicate 4 hours to LFG today for? Just throwing my flag up. I'm going to be able to seek for more jobs, more variety, especially if I have the kind of universal of what I want to be able to do. But that is lfg.horizonxi.com. It's not 100% having that capabilities as of yet. But you can get on there, and some people are creating parties and being able to look for things instead of just constantly shouting. If they're looking for a 9-1 Sandoria quest or something, they may put it up on there. I do recommend keeping it as maybe a favorite to pull up to take a look at, especially if there's a few missions you're looking for, instead of just staring at the shout or the shout window that they already have on the website as well. LTL, you got a little bit of a shit grin on you.
Well, because I went to the website and there's 25 people browsing and 0 active groups.
Yep.
It's not super useful right now. Like it has potential.
It seems like a super useful thing to have, right? But it doesn't seem like the community has embraced it to use it yet.
That's why I think when the additional seeking on things are not on, I think it'll be better and more.
Yeah, for somebody like Quetch could be out making money on Thief, right? Farming, doing whatever, and seeking on a 50 paladin or whatever level your paladin was.
100%. Yeah.
And because like LTL last night, how long did you look for a Black Mage Burn?
Hours.
Like 3 hours. He
Yep.
searched for a Blight Mage burn. And never got anything, but he could have been leveling something else or farming something or going and helping somebody with something instead of looking for group the whole time. So I see the usefulness of it, but
it
I
needs that
just don't
component.
think the community has embraced it and started using it.
Until that gets
intended yet.
implemented, I don't think it's going to be worth it. So I recommend being familiar with it. So when it does, you're going to be on top of it. But until then, it's there until that gets changed. Awesome. We definitely wanted to bring that up. Next up, I believe, Cal, you got something about an auction house? Website?
Yeah, they made it to where you can browse the auction house from the Horizon XI website. So you can go and look up whatever's being sold. You could obviously already look at what you had sold. You could look at your debugs. You could look at all that. Now you can actually browse the auction house on the website, which I think is pretty freaking cool, in my personal opinion. I don't know if everybody agrees.
It's been
Do you
helpful.
know? Go
Got
ahead.
it right now. Chunk of, I was just light ore, for example. Chunk of light ore, 15 in stock. 205 have sold in the last 15 days. Last one sold for 198.
205 have sold in 15 days?
Yeah.
I was going to bring up
Only,
the fact that it shows you how many have sold in X period of time because we don't have that information otherwise.
Right.
That's a lot of light ore.
Yeah, I mean that's just light ore. Let's see, like
Only 105 of those were Lindis and D Green.
and then, like, wind ore, 99 have sold in the last 15 days.
This is something that's been requested for a long time now, to be able to kind of just do it offline or on the website, be able to see the auction house, check stuff, but they never really implemented. Do you know why, Cal? I kind of did some digging on this. Did you hear about why?
No, I don't. But I know all of us were used to like FFXIH, right, from when we played on retail, and it's essentially the same thing without the forum drama that came with FFXIH.
There was a third-party website that was already doing that information, and it was grabbing all the intel and being able to pull it up. It was doing it for Horizon and Cat's Eye. And because it was already doing it, if they implemented one to do it at the same time, both of them would just sit there and shit on each other, and it would be a problem. So what they ended up doing is they reached out to this person that was running that site and said, hey, you can still do that, but can we implement ours and you run yours off of ours? And they said, yeah. And now they were able to actually get this one, the actual official one for Horizon, up and running. And that guy still runs his site for the Cat's Eye and Horizon version, bouncing off that one. So it was more of a, they already had somebody that was doing it. They're like, that's not ours. That's not ours. We can't really promote that. That's somebody else's, third party. So it was a little bit of a, cluster, but I'm glad they reached out to him and kind of worked it out. From what I hear, that's what I hear the process was. And I did link you the website beside it, so if you wanted to check out that original one. I don't want to promote it, but at the same time, it's like more for Cat's Eye now.
I think it's cool because, like, how many times have you been out, like, digging? Like, Quetch and I may like to dig. Like, I wonder what the price is for Windor. Well, you don't have to go back to town to figure out what the hell the price is because you can just pull up the website. Or like me, I like to camp in M's and never get fucking drops, so I like to camp them. Hercules ring, right? I can go and look at how much a Hercules ring is, or I can go look at what the price of Alki's bracers are now, or whatever, while I'm out there doing it. I don't have to run back to town.
You'll get a tell from a friend, hey, can you check the auction house for this item for me? Are there any in stock? What's the current price for them, etc.? I get that, or had gotten that quite often, so I hope this is something that is more used.
Yeah, you get those link show messages. Can you check the price of this for me?
check.
I don't do that anymore. Yep.
Beautiful. So I really like that one being implemented and kind of getting official on there. Now, there's a bunch of other various patch stuff that kind of came to the points. We kind of hit some high tier stuff on here, but there's a bunch of little things on this, and something about Thief. If there's Thief, we know who's talking about that. What up, Quetch?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
the Thief stuff.
LTL's got it. LTL's got it. Just gonna run through these quickly, but obviously they've been affecting Thief play. Some of them since the start of the server. So first of all, the hands, the +1 hands from Limbus, the artifact hands +1. They're supposed to add a additional mod to your trick attack, basically increasing the damage that the agility gives to trick attack. have not been working on the server ever, and that recently got fixed. Some people in the Thief channel discovered it, like, I'd say about 6 weeks ago, and just the devs had a chance to finally get around to getting that functioning. So definitely upgrade your +1 AF hands. They're very strong, especially now that they're actually working. On top of that, we had Trick Attack, did not work for like a week, possibly. Yeah, it was so bad. I went one of the few things I did that actually utilized like free TAs was I did a little bit of BCNM 60 Amphibian Assault, and I'm like perfectly lined up. There's a paladin, there's the mob, and like Trick Attack misses, and then for some reason I must have done enough damage with my like regular hit to like pull the mob's attention. So I'm behind a paladin, I Trick Attack, I hit, and the mob starts hitting me, and I'm like, that's not how that's supposed to work.
I found out the hard way in Sky that it was working subbing Thief.
Oh, on Warrior?
Yeah. I Trick Attacked for like 2,400, and then it didn't care that I was behind anyone.
That's great.
Learn today, boy.
So they had put in a patch to what they said was they widened the angle of the acceptable Trick Attacks. So I'm not sure what they did in the first patch that needed to then be adjusted for the next patch and not just reverted to how it was. I'm not sure. Hopefully they're doing things in our favor, but that is another thing that was changed. And the last thing I want to talk about in terms of Thief is Energy Drain. Here on Horizon, if you haven't used it yet, Energy Drain is a weapon skill that in retail would drain the MP from the target. But the same thing as Energy Steal, but here on Horizon there's a custom implementation. Energy Drain will inflict a slow on the target and give you some haste. So essentially it drains their speed. It drains their haste from them. And it's not enough to overwrite Spider Slow, but it is enough to kind of keep you hasted while you're out farming. But the thing you need to know about it is at 1,000 TP, 2,000 TP, and 3,000 TP at exact breakpoints, it's not a linear thing. It's just that it just jumps at each breakpoint. You get an extended duration. Previously, that would not overwrite itself. So you'd say get to 3k TP, put on a nice long haste, and then you'd have to wait for that to tick off completely in order to put up a new one. Now you can just overwrite. It's a small, simple thing, but for anybody who's actually using it, which, by the way, Martial Knife increases that TP on that haste. So depending on what you're farming, you may just want to keep up haste full time using a Martial Knife main hand. Energy Drain now overwrites and just a little bit more useful than it was before, and in a really like impactful way.
The thing with the Trick Attack, didn't they also like do the changes like in tandem with cover, or no?
Yes, yeah, it was the same patch.
Okay.
And there was some kind of change to cover.
Yeah, they like widened the like area for both of them.
Like the cone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
I know I tried to run out of Soren's Trick Attack the other day, and I didn't run out fast enough.
So it's easier to MPK Taru mages, is what you're saying?
Can confirm I did it the other day.
Didn't kill me though, but you did it because
His little ass was sitting there resting in Dynamis. The mob had its back to him, and I just walked up and steel cycloned onto it.
What's this Elior 21%?
And I do want to bring this up too. So for those of you who know about digging Eliors, moon phase 7 to 24%. In some of the old wikis, it specifically states that at 21 and 24%, the final 2 days of ore digs, you are less likely to get ores. There's just old sources that say that it's true, so that's what they've run with on private servers. And specifically the 21% moon phase, and the reason this was patched is because the way the code was looping, it was applying the lowered rate twice to 21%, as opposed to just once to 21 and once to 24. It was applied once to 24, but twice to 21. So it had a lower than it should have chance of giving you elemental ores. I know, boo-hoo, but it was happening in the code, and it was very easily proven by just reading the code and seeing what was wrong, and they patched that. So if you were wondering, that's the answer.
There was a little bit of an adjustment to the evasion of Kirin, and they actually ran that out, I'd say 2 days, 48 hours before we ended up doing 5 Kirins. and I saw it and was like, hey, I heard about it and was like, let me go ahead and let my Link Shell know. I said, hey guys, first Kieran, let's see what the accuracy is like, because it has seemed like Kieran was a little bit more evasive than what he should have been. And after the first fight, we fucked up the fight a little bit. We ended up getting, obviously, the W, no wipe or anything like that. It was just a little bit longer than normal. After the fight was over, they were like, yeah, huge difference. Was it 40, I believe? 40 accuracy difference?
40.
A little bit longer than normal for
evasion.
you guys is, what, like an hour and 15 minutes versus...
No, it was actually 58 minutes. It was 58 minutes, dude. It was fucking long.
I cannot believe that it takes you that long to kill Kieran. Like,
dude, I told you it was a fucked up one. Stop talking shit.
No, I mean, but like that's
our last
normal
one was
for you guys,
18
but-
minutes. All right,
Oh, okay.
5
That's
guys.
That's more. Hey, listen
That's
here, David Anderson.
reasonable.
That's a little bit more reasonable. 18 minutes and 58 minutes.
So yeah, our first one was all over the fucking place on there. But the evasion on Karen definitely is noticeable. It's not just a small amount where they say they did something and you believe them. It's noticeable. So definitely check that out if you haven't had an opportunity yet. You might be able to switch out if you have a decent accuracy set. Switch out to maybe some more, I would say, damage dealing variety of
I can
food.
confirm when they upped the evasion on Kieran, I went from like an 80% hit rate to like a 60, and I have a Hoppergun in my TP set, and a Torador's ring. But yeah, it was noticeably worse.
Yeah. So try that out if you haven't had an opportunity. That was a pleasant surprise. Anybody?
Weekend, right?
Do what?
First ones for this weekend. First
Oh,
Kieran
nice.
since that patch.
Yeah,
This weekend.
How many are you running?
just the one.
Just the one?
Oh, is it just one? I don't know.
Yeah, we only had one Sirius, so we didn't build enough pop sets.
Oh, we need more Sirius and Gambus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of a decorator, but I heard they did something with some furniture.
Yes, they added furniture quests. Like they have a whole list right here: the armoire, the beverage barrel, the bureau, copy of lines and spaces, cupboard, oak bed, simple bed, stationery set, tari desk, water cask, white jar, and a wicker box. I was only able to confirm like 4 of them after recruiting my friends. Poor Cal. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, fuck.
So
You have a furniture crew,
I have a furniture crew.
like a U-Haul
so
group.
You talked him into helping you move.
yeah.
You can only do one per
One per conquest.
Oh, so they can
Yeah.
make that fun.
Oh, see, it's the kind of
So
thing
all of that.
we needed you guys to figure out. This is
Yeah.
journalism.
It's
Yeah.
one
Investigate
a
journalism.
week, and you gotta like set it down in your mog house. They even put in there like if you already have one of these in your mog house, take it, go in the layout, take it out, and then put it back in, and then wait for like the reset or whatever. So we only tested 4 of them. So I tested the armoire, LTL tested the bureau. Sith, I made him go and buy a cupboard because it's exclusive. You got to go and buy it from like Justy and the Justy's Furniture or whatever the heck. And then
Justy?
I sent Cal a wicker box because I was like looking down the list and I was trying to find like furniture that I could just send. He only got a horn quiver, so
A
it seems
single.
like it's a
It's
single.
not even a stack. It's one fucking horn quiver. Now go ahead and tell them what LTL and you got.
No, don't tell what I got. Tell what I got last. Do mine last.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, Sith had to go put his in the freaking thing, and it's EX or whatever. You got to go and buy it. You need to be like rank 7, or not rank 7, like reputation 7, supposedly. I don't know. I can't confirm this for Horizon. It just says this on like the Clopedia. Who knows if it's right or not? But you go and get a quest from it called Unexpected Treasure, and you find like a small teacup, and then you go and complete that quest, and you'll get 12k back. But it's like about 15,000 to like 20,000 for the cupboard. I don't know. I sent Sith and Gil, and I was like, "Can you go buy this cupboard, set it inside of your mog house for me, and figure this out?" Thanks so much. There's a little quest for that. Most of them are not like a quest though. You just set it in your mog house. You wait until the reset. You talk to your Moogle, and he's like, "Hey, cool furniture. Here's this." So I set my armoire down, and he's like, "Hey, that's sick. Here's this scroll of Protect 4." And I was like, "Thanks." And LTL got a scroll of Protectra 4, And these are like pretty pricey spells if you have like a white mage or a red mage or a
Protection
paladin.
4 sells for 75k.
Wow.
So
Is this a random
How much
reward?
Single.
no, it's not
No.
random. It's set.
It's
like,
set.
You get, anybody
That's
who
what you
does this, you put the bureau. If you put a bureau in your Mog house, set it down. Come back on Sunday. Talk to your Moogle. He's like, "Hey, master, you're super cool. Here's a scroll of Protector 4."
Fucking
So
quiver.
I want to point out, Sith got
What?
12 fucking K, right? Plus the extra from Ayame sending him the gil. LTL made 75K. I don't know how much Ayame's scroll sells for.
I think it's like
I made 900
50?
fucking gil off of this one quiver of horn arrows sells for 900
And-
gil.
And it doesn't like give you the reward next conquest tally or anything. It's just like
it gives it to
That's
you.
it?
Yeah, you have to wait.
You have to wait till the
And if
next
you,
tally.
you put a new piece of furniture in there.
Okay.
So I will send furniture to Cal and he could set that down and get a scroll, you know?
So I put it down Saturday night. Sunday morning, I got the scroll of Protector 4.
yeah, just
Mhm.
like
I have
It
the
works like
list.
that.
what's the point of this horn quiver though? That's what I'm trying to.
There's no
now.
fucking point.
Some of these,
Horn
some of,
quiver. I'm trying to understand you.
Bro,
Tell me
some of
why.
these don't make sense. Okay.
if you put the link of the quests, Ayame has it. If you put the link of
Okay.
the quest in the description, people can look at it. If you look at it yourself and see some of those fucking rewards, you will giggle because it's like, why would I ever in a million years care about a fucking earth crystal or whatever the shit it is it gives
I
you?
have the list of the ones that they added specifically in Horizon. Okay, so I talked about all the 4 ones that we tested. It says that the beverage barrel is supposed to give you a singular grape juice. No clue why. Copy of Lines and Spaces. I couldn't find that anywhere, so I have no idea. I don't know where the heck you even get that. Oak bed, you get an ether. Okay. Simple bed, you get 4 iron ore. Stationary set, you get a scroll of Scops operetta, like a
Sells for like
freaking, yeah, it's like worth nothing.
Bit of an arrow, a quiver.
No, it's actually
tar-
not. Is it?
Huh?
You NPC it, I think, for like a K.
Yeah,
Tartar
the horn
desk.
quiver's 900 gil.
Tartar desk is a high potion. It doesn't say what the water cask gives, and then the white jar it says a paralyzed potion. So most of them kind of suck. Okay, the majority of them suck.
Be a stack of distilled waters.
I feel like those are repeatable, like the beverage barrel. I feel like they give you an item.
No,
No?
I don't think it's repeatable.
They
I think
give
it's just
you
sad.
One D8. They're gonna give you 1 distilled water, and that's fucking it. And you're gonna
It
live.
could be a holy water.
Imagine the Pope's
know.
cask.
Like, just look at the discrepancy between Scroll of Protector 4 and all the other loot that it gives you.
Good job, LTL. Good job. Great.
I didn't know. She just told me put this one in. I was like, okay. So I did it, and I was like,
Okay.
Those were the expensive ones.
I didn't even know what I was gonna get. And then the next day I log in and I open it, and I talk to him, and he's like, "Here's the scroll protection 4," and I'm like, "Oh." And then I asked Ayame because I know that she has a leveled white mage. I'm like, "Do you want this? Like, do you need this?" She's like, "No,
I already
I already
bought it."
have it." And I was like, "Okay, then I'll go sell it." And I'm thinking like, what? Like, I know that it drops from Kieran, and I know that you can get it like other ways. I'm thinking like 10K, maybe. I get there and it's like 75K, and I was like, "Cha-ching, bitches!" Like, yeah, 75K. I'm rich. I can do
She
live this
didn't
another
tell
week.
me shit about it. She just sent me a wicker basket. She said, "Hey, motherfucker, put this in your Mog house." So I left
didn't
Sandy to go party and ran all the way back to Sandy to talk to the fucking Moogle to get a horn fucking quiver.
Sorry, Cap. I'm sending you one of these.
Well,
The-
maybe you'll
the
get an
bureau was
achievement
like-
for turning it in. Maybe you'll
The
get
bureau
an
was like
achievement.
30K. Armor
achievements I didn't sign up
30K. Well, you'll sign up for them when she's back, right?
Sure.
You're gonna? You want that 5 freaking satchel
No,
slots,
because
right?
unlike the rest of you, I keep my inventory fucking clean, so I have space.
I'm a red mage main. I have no space.
I have a bard main.
So the
I
next
have all
thing
these saves.
is about multiple groups being able to enter Dynamis at the same time. What-
No,
Then talk to me. What was that? Multiple group dynamic. Multiple
you
groups
can't
entering
trade. You can't like the weird trade hack that people were doing. They can't enter at
Yeah.
the same time.
So if
Yeah,
two
so-
groups
No.
are trying to trade glass at the exact same time, it
To
could
the
bug.
hieroglyphics or the trail
Yeah.
markings.
It could bug and let both groups in.
Mhm.
You know, Quetch knows all about this.
Oh, we had a little face-off inside of Dynamis.
Yeah, I know. It would let two groups in, and then the only resolution that the GMs had was to come in, make the one representative from each group do a roll off. Whoever got the higher roll, that group would be able to run the Dynamis. The other group had to fuck off, and they got their cost of
Their glass.
their glass back, and then they had to go figure out something else. But
That same
Now
week,
it's
by the
fixed.
way, we lost our random for that Dynamis zone. We also lost a random for Tiamat because Tiamat popped funky that week. And we had to roll for it to see who gets it.
Not a good week of rolls.
Sorry to interrupt you there, LTL.
Should probably pick somebody else to roll.
That was the whole thing. So they just fixed it so that now multiple groups cannot enter Dynamis at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
Which is good because obviously we have Tavnazia now, which was thought to be highly contested. I think it's pretty available. I think people know that you're not going to get as much currency, so there's less people clamoring to go in there. I think it was a pretty successful launch, honestly. All said and done.
It's caused inflation for currency.
It really has. The shells are up to like 10K per now.
No shit, 10?
Yeah.
I'm bleeping out what he just said. He said 8K, everybody. He said shells are currently at 8K and sell them to Quetch.
How much was that -1 you got again?
You got to sell all shells at
6 mil?
Almost 6 mil.
Okay. Just want to make sure. Just checking.
I had somebody run out next to me real quick.
Yeah.
I was standing in Battalia, skilling up summoning magic. And this Taru runs out and he goes, "Hey, buy my white shells." And I examined him, and they are 11.5k a piece. And he goes, "Haha, I'm the only person on the server selling white shells." And I went and looked on the website, and he was the only fucking person selling white shells.
Holy crap, dude.
Wow.
I'm sitting on 30. I'm going to put him up for 15k.
I hate you. I hate you so much, dude.
I'm not building a relic.
When
so
you
if
want to get something treasure hunted, you know what? Don't fucking ask.
Funny yourself, motherfucker.
All right.
Treasure hunt this dick.
I've been leveling Thief with just Eco Warrior myself. I do not
That's
want
smart.
to
Druin's been doing that too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play it.
He-
Question. Next.
yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's getting it to 63 so he can do Sky with it, and skip all the intermediate awkward phases. Skip the middle school of playing Thief.
All the bullshit waiting 15 hours.
Skip getting all the skill ups and learning how to play the job. Just jump right in like a fucking idiot and don't have any idea what you're doing. Sounds exciting. That's a great way to play the job. Any job.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you do it in retail. Come on.
No, you're not wrong though. It's
Yeah.
like you get to 99 in like 35 minutes with a blue mage and Escher Ruan, and then you're like, no, I'm 99.
What JAs do I have?
Like, what do I do? Like, how do I play the shop? Then you go talk to fucking what's his name in Sandy. You're like, I'd like to buy a whole bunch of tomes of learn this skill up, please. Thank you. I don't have any skills.
So,
I have a
on
sneaky
this same note, I got a party the other day on Summoner.
Oh, I know
And-
this story.
And it was a decent party. It was in Yotor, where all the Sahagans are outside Nord.
Yeah.
So we're out there, and we're trying to build skill chains. We have a black mage. And the black mage is like trying to nuke, and they're like, no, you need to use thunder. And he goes, I don't have thunder. We're 36, right? I don't have thunder. I burned this job with Eco Warrior to this level. And I shit you not, he had people bring him scrolls twice. to fill out his scroll inventory.
There is no way to be a more effective black mage than to have 0 elemental skill. Like, that will help you so much. Like, you will do really well with 0 elemental skill when you're trying to magic burst and stuff, or use any spells.
Eco Warrior by Black Mage. LTL says it's okay.
Nuke and a light staff.
You would do that anyways.
I would do that.
I know.
It takes just to piss you off. You know that, right?
Bro, I laugh at you. I don't get pissed off. It doesn't matter to me. I just giggle.
DA's attack is
I love you,
ineffective.
David. David, I love you with all my heart, but like
David,
you are
think left and right.
you are not great at this game. But I love you. I love you.
He's out here
What
trying.
the hell, dude? He's the host.
Okay, hold on. Let me correct myself. You are not great at anything other than dancer. You are an amazing dancer. I will give you that. I've partied with DA as a dancer. He's fucking awesome at dancer. He really is. He's really good at that job. But that's where the
But there it is.
line
There
kind
it
of stops right there.
There's the button. There's the button.
Yeah.
So I believe we're talking about the Celestial Nexus issues yet next, but is that Glitchfest or is that not Glitchfest?
I feel like we're heading towards Glitchfest here.
I'm feeling.
territory.
Kind of glitch fest, kind of
How about
not.
we use it to lead into Glitchfest then? What was the Celestial Nexus fix they had? I believe.
I have.
We
I
went
have
through the
intimate
door.
knowledge. Yeah, you get to go
We
through the
went
door
through
now.
the door.
But previously, on another episode, I mentioned that I dry humped a fucking door for 40 minutes.
Yeah. Where I was
And-
talking about you got to get that knob. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't
that
forget
is-
you said that. Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
space fucking a door for 40 minutes. But after speaking with some people, apparently it was like a DAT issue, and I assume that means like the DAT for the door opening. I don't know much about programming. Did not exist, thus the door did not fucking open, and so you face fucked it for 40 minutes. Now, harken back to me to the previous episode. The battle timer can run out, and you continue just to face fuck the door.
Everlasting.
It does not end. Yeah. So before you had to have a GM show up, usually they would just let you in, clear the fight for you, done, right? Well, now the fight works. We went back and did, I think it was for you, Ayame, right?
For me, Sith, some other people. Who else was
I
there?
think Shando was with us. Somebody else was with us. Soren was
Cloud?
with us. Cloudy was with us. Anyway, we went back to clear it for them. You can go through the door now. The door now opens, and you can go into the fight. However, while we were fighting it, because I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but it's what's that kid's name?
Celtays?
Celteus?
Salteus, yes. You fight him. He has a shield around him. You have to destroy the shield
No, it's
first.
not
Oh,
him,
no.
It's the other kid. It's
That's the other kid.
with the eye patch.
Eldnar.
Little shit.
Yeah, the extra creepy little fucker.
Yeah. him.
So he has a shield. You have to destroy the shield first, and then fight him. When we fought it didn't go real well because the shield wasn't. Was it that he wasn't taking damage, basically?
It was weird too because it was like that weird Z-axis bullshit. Oh, it was Birdball that was with us. That's who it was. Yeah, freaking. I don't know. You guys couldn't hit it for a while. You know, sometimes when you pull a mob and like your whole party's like trying to hit it and it says that you're too far away or whatever. I think that's what was going on.
It didn't matter where we moved it to, because we would move it
Yeah,
all over the
you
place.
couldn't hit
and
him.
It wouldn't matter. So the only person doing damage to it was Birdball because he was a black mage, and
He died.
he got destroyed by
Tragically.
it because he was the only one with any fucking threat on it.
Mhm.
However, he did manage to kill it, the shield beforehand, and then once the shield was gone, then we could kill it. So yeah, it was like the weird Z-axis thing where nobody could hit it. So I don't know if that's been fixed.
Oh, like in Dynamis. When like there's like a
yeah,
ninja
where,
or a
where you
ranger.
were standing face to face with it, and it's like you can't hit that mob.
Yeah.
So the paladin has to like move it over usually, and it fixes itself. Well, in that fight, you could move it wherever the hell you wanted, and it didn't fix anything.
Yeah.
So you can go through the door now. I
That
just
was-
can't guarantee that it
It's
works.
like a two-phase fight though. You like knock his shields down and then you beat the shit out of him and then you get your cutscene.
Which normally it would be a really easy fight, but
If you could hit him.
yeah, if you could hit him.
Is that what the Glitchfest you wanted to be able to speak on? Because I didn't think I led into that one properly on there yet. Or do you have a Glitchfest? Do we
Yes.
have anything for Glitch?
You guys had mentioned during your last meeting you had
You
like
do.
something the three of you wanted to share.
Perfect. Glitchfest is now.
Which
Let's
fest
do
is
it.
on, bitches? So we went into Soja. It was over a week ago now, right?
Oh,
And we're in the uncapped area. And in order to progress through the uncapped area, it's not difficult. You have to accept a quest called a Reputation in Ruin. That quest starts in Upper Juno, in the church. You talk to a guy, and he's all, "Go to Soja and the things. So you go to Soja after you talk to him, and you're supposed to click a question mark or triple question marks in a room right upstairs from the entrance, and 2 statues are supposed to appear. You kill them, you click the question marks again, and you get the blue bracelet. Once you have the blue bracelet, you can go through the blue door. Once you're through the blue door, you go down, you find another set of question marks, you click that, you kill these 2 statues that pop up, then you get the green bracelet. You can use the green bracelet to get through the green door, and then you can progress the rest of the way through the uncapped area of Soja. However, after you accept the quest and you go into Soja, you go into the room where the question marks are supposed to be. There's a thing on the wall where there's like a little gap where the question marks are supposed to appear. No question. So we're in there. We're running around trying to figure out what the fuck we need to do. We were in there for what, like 2 hours?
Yeah.
Like idiots running around trying to figure it out. Well, it wasn't like wasted time because we also were trying to get the mahogany wood or the
Odorous knife.
mixed with the white steel for the odorous knife, right? So we were in there farming the krypton berries, stalkers or whatever, or cutters or whatever they're called. So we were in there. We had something to do while we were in there, but we were trying to figure out how to get deeper. So we could not. The question marks just weren't there. Like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? So I wasn't ready to give up on it, right? Like I was, I've spent way too many years in QA to like just give up on this. So I happened to find, this is after Ayame had left, or like right as she was leaving. She was logging off for the night, time for bed. I just found this out as she was going to bed, that like if everybody leaves the room, this is for the blue one, the first one. If everybody leaves the room and you go outside of the room and move the camera away from looking into the room, and then run into the room as fast as you can, and like go head straight for where the question marks are supposed to be. If you get up to it and you press F8 really fast, like you'll get the question marks.
Fuck?
Yeah, and it only works during certain times of the day. Like that's the other thing that like you need to like keep in mind. So like early in the day, it won't appear at all. But if it's around like 1700 or like 1800,
You tested the time of day?
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
we were there for hours.
Oh yeah, we were there for a while. And then you run in and you do it that like during certain and it's only in the beginning of the hour too. It's like it doesn't happen later in the hour. It's only in the beginning of the hour. So if you run in there and like you like just beeline, like you have to run down. The way I found to do it was like there's tiles in the room, right? And I found that if you run straight down the center tiles, like in a straight line up the stairs to this thing, and like press F8 while you're there, you'll get the fucking question marks and you can click it. So I found that out, and like we got the question mark. Cal and I got the question marks a whole bunch, and we're like clicking and like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why won't anything spawn? And then I'm trying to figure it out because nowhere in the fucking wiki does it tell you that there's a motherfucking quest to start. Like that is not mentioned. That shit is just not mentioned anywhere. So I was freaking out. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? So I knew that the item was called Blue Bracelet to get in, right? So I had to search Blue Bracelet FFXI. I searched that. It shows me that it's a key item, and it's linked to a fucking quest, a Reputation in Ruins. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding. So I look at this quest, and it's like, oh, you gotta go to Upper Juno. So I'm like, great. So me and Cal, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna warp us out of here. No, Soren had left. Soren was playing Rocket League. So Cal and I left. I warped him out, like, let's go to Upper Juno and get this quest. And Soren was still in Discord. I'm like, motherfucker, we're gonna see the end of this mystery. Get in this game. Get back in here. Quit your fucking soccer ball, your car soccer game, and get in here and let's go. So he fucking comes back in. We all three get the quest. We head back out there, and we can't get the fucking question marks. This is how we figured out definitively that it was like later hours in the day, because we went in there and for like, I don't know, 7 or 8 in-game hours, we couldn't get the question marks to appear at all. But then later in the day, I finally got them to appear. And what happens? So I go in there by myself on my little small black mage, just a small little guy. And I go in there by myself. I get the question mark, click it. It's like, boom, hell yeah. These motherfuckers pop. And the door slams shut, and the 2 other motherfuckers can't get in.
Wrong neighborhood.
So luckily, like, because like of the way that this game works, like if you assist macro or use an assist macro on me, because I had to like engage and Cal used assist, and then he
You can hit
broke
their
through
walls.
the wall.
Yeah.
Then I engaged the other one, and Soren jumped. Like even though he was super far away, he was able to like dragoon jump and get aggro off the other one. And then those two were fighting through the wall to fight these two statues. I'm in the back just blowing them up or whatever. They finally die, right? And then we have to click the question marks again, right? So like they weren't there. They fucking weren't there. So then I had to like run out and wait, and then run back in and get them. And then like Sora runs in and gets them like after a little bit using my method, and then Cal like was able to get them like shortly thereafter. Okay, great. So we have the blue bracelet. Fucking awesome. We can now get further into Soja than we've ever been. And there's no way that the green bracelet one is fucked, right? No way. No way. 'Cause, I mean, the blue one's fucked, but this green one's got to be right.
Nobody's
right?
ever gotten to the green one to test it.
Right. This green one has to be right. So then we run down there. We're like, oh, new mobs. This is cool. We're running through. We get to where the green question marks are, and nothing. No tricks work. Nothing. You cannot get these fucking question marks to spawn.
We were down there so long with LTL trying his method and running in and out that me and Soren got bored. So we started running back and killing the fucking tonberries that dropped the mahogany log or whatever over and over again, and coming back through the blue door and coming back down. And we're like, haha, it'd be funny if the door slammed shut with just LTL down there and we're upstairs. Ha ha ha. No, it never worked. We were there for hours. It was like 4 a.m.
I gotta
it was
say,
pretty late.
the next day, because I went to bed and you guys did your shenanigans, and I was of clear mind and thought, because like that night I was sleepy as shit, and I was like, this is awful. We just keep clicking this, nothing's working, we ain't getting nowhere. I freaking looked up the quest myself in the morning. I like bothered Hugin, and I was like, hold on, I did the same thing as you, LTL. You were probably still asleep because it was early in the morning.
Sure.
I'm like, blue bracelet, and I was like, oh, there's a motherfucking quest. I gotta fight 2 gargoyles. Okay. I didn't go and figure out that there's like a time of day or some shit. I was just spamming F8, and I was like, get in this room with me, Sith, right now. Right meow. Freaking, I don't care, because like if I'm on my thief, I make him come on his paladin. I'm like, you have to cure me. You're my cure slave, and you get hit. Thank you. Come here. We just ran into the room, and he's like, there's no question marks here, and I'm like, no. I think I've clicked them before, and I know they're in this fucking room. And I was like, you know what? Kill everything around. Kill everything in the next room. Kill everything in the front room. We killed all of the stuff, and then we went back in there, and I spammed F8, and I clicked it, and then the gargoyles popped, and I was like, yeah, and we murdered them. I spam F8 again, and I clicked the thing, and I got the blue bracelet. I was like, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like,
you just gotta sneak up on them.
Question marks only spawn if you fed it enough souls. Go around, kill everything.
That sounds like Soja. Yeah, that tracks. That tracks.
And the only
okay.
So then I looked on the Horizon Discord. I'm like, surely somebody has seen this before, right? And don't call me Shirley. And the only mention of this quest that I could find in all of the Horizon Discord was that there was a patch note from last year where if you accept this quest, it will give you the correct either Phoenix Pearl or Phoenix Armlet to go in and do the next part of the quest. And the only difference is if you've defeated Diabolos in COP or not, you get one or the other. So that's the only thing. That's the only mention of that quest anywhere in the Horizon Discord that I could find. Maybe there's more. Maybe I'm just missing it. But like I couldn't find any more. So we're stuck without green bracelets. And I really wanted them because I'm sure they look fantastic.
That was amazing investigative journalism, as you said earlier.
I was forced into the investigative journalism.
I needed to know.
Born into it.
I needed to know.
We've got one more.
We all needed to know.
We got one more glitch before we wrap up. Want to hear it, DA?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I was not physically there, but I was in voice chat with some friends at Fafnir camp earlier today, and they were like, "Oh, great! Last window, he's gonna pop here, so people, crack your JAs or whatever." And 30 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, 0 seconds, no Fafnir. final window. So everybody's like, okay. Somebody in LS chat is like, hey, I just got home. I just logged in. Should I head to FAF? Is he gonna pop soon? They're like, you can head up. We're about to hit window 8. Window 8 comes along, aka 10 minutes after the final window, and he doesn't spawn again. And now maybe you guys can fill in the blanks here, because as far as I know, GMs came out. They popped Fafnir, but he had the auto claim system on still, but that was incorrect.
No, so Violet and Puck showed up, and they popped Fafnir, but it did not have the auto claim system on, and so they
The tag
despawned
system.
it. Yes, so they despawned it and then spawned it again, trying to get it to do the auto claim system again, and it didn't work again, and so they just left it. Like, it spawned, didn't work, despawned it, spawned it again, didn't work, and they went, fuck it. And that was just how it went. But yeah, so for reference, it's not supposed to go to window 8 and 9. Yeah, it's not supposed to do that. Like, we were all like, yeah, final window, force spawn, we're gonna do this.
No
What the
reasoning
fuck's the
behind that or
dragon?
anything?
Crickets.
Where is he? Just
No.
darters.
No
Yeah.
reasoning or anything said of
Nothing
why that
occurred.
occurred, so
Well-
it could happen again.
Frank did post a note in the Discord later on that the claims are back to tag system, which is, I mean, the endgame community, I think the people who are really involved in it have wanted the tag system back, because that way you can't just have massive numbers of people AFK in the zone. You have to actually be active and paying attention during windows. So, however that's going to shake out, it is something people have been wanting, a more engaging camp. And they said they're turning it back on. They said if there's any problems, they might turn it back off, or something to that effect.
Well, it was essentially a test, because they confirmed, because when the second pop happened, it had 150 people on it. Like, that was the total for who put an action on it. And before, if you got like fucking 70, the whole zone would lag horribly. It
Yeah.
lagged a little bit.
That's good to hear.
Like slight lag.
Good.
Like, I hit my macro for Carnage Elegy, because I'm on Bard. And it took maybe an extra second for it to actually like start doing it, whereas like when KA was spawning, you could sit there for like a minute and wait for it to catch up.
KA is going to be the real test, isn't it?
And
Mhm.
TMS.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There were 206 people at Fafnir, or 216 or whatever it was there.
Doing to 16.
I say let's just keep it like that and never put in pop items, because that makes a ton of sense for the majority of the population of the server. Let's keep slaving away at trying to claim shit like idiots. Cheers.
I mean, personally, I would just like to see the further tiers of HE&M more than anything else for
Saying.
to alleviate some of
Yeah.
the ideas of loot.
Like I said, Tier 1 dropped 101 days ago on the day of this episode's release, and we haven't had Tier 2 since. So we've got a tab since then, and we're able to talk about that. But anything else from the Glitch Fest? Good wrap up then. This wraps up for this wraps up the episode. Thank you to everyone that watched or listened. Be sure to check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. If interested in watching the video, you can find us on YouTube. And until next time, have a great one, Vanadil.
The fast eat ass.
Bye bye.
Later, everybody.